Welcome back. It's about 8:13 on your Monday morning. Hey, you are taking a live look at Kennedy Space Center, and all eyes right now are on Launch Pad 39B. This is as NASA kicks off its program to get back to the moon for the first time in 50 years.
Long time, isn't it? Now, new this hour, the countdown clock to the Artemis I launch is now on hold. Skylar Henry joins us from the hot, humid Florida at the Space Center with new details. Good morning to you, Skylar.
Hey there, good morning to the both of you. Well, a few updates here. NASA has had a series of hurdles as they've been trying to get this rocket off the ground. Let's start with the latest. You talk about that pause in the countdown clock. That's because the liquid hydrogen team will be meeting with the launch director to discuss what happens moving forward. Let's break down what has been happening for the last several hours as NASA has tried to get this rocket off the ground. It started overnight with lightning strikes in this area. That, of course, would be a delaying the team for about an hour or so. Then they began the hydrogen filling process, and then they noticed a small leak. They then had to stop that for, let's call it 30 to 45 minutes to try to decide what is actually happening there. They were able to troubleshoot that before getting the hydrogen levels back up, the oxygen levels up again as well. Now NASA came out just in the last hour to say that they are concerned about the hydrogen flow to one of their engines on the rocket, while also saying that they're paying attention to a crack on the inner part of the rocket as well. All problems, because you remember, everything has to be perfect in order for this Artemis rocket to get off the ground. We all thought that weather was going to be the biggest concern here. We're in South Florida, we're in Florida, and forecasters said that the start of this window, 8:33 or so, would have been the perfect time for it, around an 80% chance for perfect weather. But as we get further in this window, they expect the weather to deteriorate a little bit. And so now we're waiting to see what NASA officials decide to do in terms of perhaps pushing this back to the back part of this window, perhaps pushing it back to Friday where we could see this launch a little later. I think it all just depends on seeing what this hydrogen team has to say to the launch director, and we're expecting to hear comments from them in the next hour or so.
Well, for sure, it seems like if it isn't one thing, it's another, especially in this situation. So hopefully they'll be able to figure everything out, and hopefully we'll get a launch today.
Absolutely, but you know what? These are, expensive problems
Oh,
to be
yeah.
having. So
Oh,
it's
yeah.
not something you can't just send up there and hope for the best. So we understand why they really have to get this right. Skylar, thank you so much for the update.